Welcome to the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Event Center. I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. On Saturday, July 11th, Wrestling Theology Fellowship returns to the Mercy Road Church in Carmel, Indiana for Wrestling Theology Presents Freedom. At this event, the first ever Freedom Tournament will be held. The Freedom Tournament is a single-night tournament to determine the number one contendership for the United States Championship. The Freedom Tournament features some of the toughest competitors to have ever graced a wrestling theology ring. The first round matchups include Sage Phillips, who we last saw teaming with Miles Morales as Flight and Wizardry, facing off against wrestling theology newcomer Dickie Watts, the self-professed prettiest boy in the graveyard.
I've been waiting, you've been waiting, the whole world's been waiting, but now Wrestling Theology is finally returning. And now, it's time to show what Sage Phillips is all about. You see, my history of Wrestling Theology has been few and far between, but there is one little detail I've noticed. That detail is, I'm undefeated at Wrestling Theology. And I'm going to continue that streak in this 10-man tournament. And my first round opponent is you, Dickie Watts. I've seen some of your stuff. Try and make a name for yourself in the Indiana scene. I get that. You're traveling the miles. I get that because I've done the same thing. I've proven myself against some of the best wrestlers in the country. I've trained under some of the best wrestlers in the country. And unfortunately for you, I got all I need to prove. And just a little history lesson for you. You should probably check on what happened to the last person I wrestled while I won at Wrestling Theology. I'll see you July 11th.
Wrestling Theology Fellowship. On July 11th, Dickie Watts is back in his natural element. Not as just a pro wrestler, but as a tournament competitor. And the man who drew the shortest straw is Sage Phillips. A sage in name, a wise man in practice, but come Saturday, it's a fool's errand. The king for a day sacrificed to get me to round two, but don't get it twisted, because you are articulate, you are strong. You're an impressive figure, but you will be tamed. That's right, this Saturday comes Judgment Day. 2020, how fitting, because the day of reckoning will come for you.
The first round will also see Paragon, the Walking Apocalypse, take on another newcomer, Kevin Calloway, the Harbinger of Despair.
Welcome to Kevin Calloway's Lair of Despair. Now, you've all seen a bit more insight into me, but what you haven't seen in a while is me bring despair in the ring. And that all changes come WTF this Saturday in Indiana. Wrestling Theology has put me in a huge opportunity. Put me in their United States one-night championship number one contender tournament. And who do I draw first? Why, of course, it's someone who I've had a lot of history with. See, when I saw the card of guys I could potentially face, I was frothing at the mouth to think of how much despair I could bring them. But one man, and I end up getting paired with him. One man was the one I was looking forward to the most, and that is Paragon. See, the reason I am looking so forward to this match is because me and Paragon have a lot of history. See, he trained right after I did, right out of the House of Truth. And even then, I could see much potential in him. And he's really capitalized on that, becoming undefeated in WTF wrestling, singles and tag competition, including a tag title. That's a lot of accomplishments. However, I would say that it's definitely brought to a peak. He's reached the pinnacle of where he will go because he is at Hope's Peak. And the Harbinger of Despair does great things great things to bring people back down to the despair that will inevitably strengthen them. So, Paragon, count your singles, victories on your hands, on a computer. It doesn't much matter, because soon you'll read one loss. I told you so.
July 11th, Paragon returns to WTF, but more importantly, he returns to professional wrestling. He returns home. See, professional wrestling has been Paragon's lifeblood. He's wanted it more than his next and his last breath. Paragon has sacrificed so much for this business. He has missed out on weddings, funerals, anniversaries, births, last goodbyes, so on and so forth. Paragon has sacrificed so damn much for this business, it ain't even funny, and that's why he's not laughing. And then WTF creates this freedom tournament to crown the number one contender for the U.S. Championship, and they put Kevin Calloway in round one against the purple one. Kevin and Paragon, we go way back, but yeah, we have never shared a ring together outside of training, because many people don't realize Kevin Calloway was a mentor to Paragon before he got in the business. And when he first started, Kevin Calloway helped train Paragon. But Kevin, Paragon's not that same person that you saw in training his first 12 weeks before he stepped foot in a professional ring. Paragon is not that same rookie kid that when he would show up to Michigan shows, you would take under your wing. See, no, you are now looking at Mr. Vanglorious and Notorious, Mr. Big Drip Energy, Mr. Smooth as Ice, twice as nice, never had a bad day in his damn life, mouth like Ali, dangerous as Tyson. And if you allow the smooth taste to fool you, you'll get lost in the sauce and wish for something as sweet as pain. You're going to be stepping in the ring with not only someone who is undefeated in wrestling tournaments, but a man who is undefeated in both singles and tag competition in WTF. The only man that can state that claim. You are stepping in the ring with the walking apocalypse. So I hope you're ready, because this isn't going to be one of your disaster pieces. This is going to be the cataclysm that is left in the wake of the walking apocalypse.
Chris Moore, backed by Darkness Worldwide and a member of the Tribunal, will face Justin Kyle. The last time we saw Justin Kyle, he was running roughshod over half the Wrestling Theology locker room and nearly walked away the new Wrestling Theology Fellowship champion.
And fans, as you can see, the championship belt is still in the corner. The WTF belt of truth. And fans, the referee didn't get a chance to get that to the ring, outside the ringside where it belongs. I wonder if that's going to be a factor this evening.
I certainly imagine with these two, it very well may be. Wow!
Gut-wrench suplex with ease. There wasn't even a pause.
Not at all. The sheer power of Shane Mercer. Our action finds itself back in the ring at this point. Shane Mercer makes his way. Kyle dodges.
That big clothesline. Going for another.
Big splash! Incredible.
And look at this. Kyle moving with such speed at his size is amazing.
Yeah, that wasn't quite a tackle. That was a flying shove is what Justin Kyle just did there. Fans at ringside firmly behind our champion, Shane Mercer.
And Kyle going for a sharpshooter.
Not offense that I expected from Justin Kyle, but
submission.
Clearly
Absolutely.
effective. Shane Mercer's hand hovering over the mat.
And this is sound strategy, fans. This is just wrenching on Shane Mercer's lower back. If Kyle can take out that core strength, he removes so much of Shane Mercer's offense.
Shane Mercer trying to fight back, pushing himself off the mat. Look at that power. He's so far from the ropes, but he's going to make his way there.
Walking.
And he does. Look at that. Kyle's going to hold it as long as he possibly can. Justin Kyle with the big grin. Very proud of himself.
I let go of one hand while maintaining the grapevine with the other.
At least I can actually say more words than
Nikki Campbell, certainly brave.
The Spitfire, talking trash. She backs down from nobody. Doesn't matter if you're in the semi-main or the main event. Nikki Campbell on the cover of the Carmel Current from the last WTF show had an interesting interview, to say the least, with Chuckles the Clown. And Shane Mercer
asking for more from Justin Kyle. Justin Kyle happy to oblige Shane Mercer to his feet.
We've seen a lot of chops in this match, and normally that'll wear down your opponent, but for Justin and Shane, it looks like it just makes him angry.
It's kind of like the Incredible Hulk. The more damage he takes, the meaner he gets, the more powerful he gets.
Shane Mercer negating the height advantage by just leaping with that clothesline. Mercer just muscling Kyle off of his feet.
Justin Kyle face down at this point. Hasn't really budged. Just now making his way back up to his feet.
It's amazing when two titans square off like this. Front face lock. Vertical suplex. Shane holding it. We've seen this before. Releasing the hand, calling for the fans.
Look at this.
Big suplex off the delayed.
Look at this whole ring move at that.
And fans, that's not just for show. The blood rushes to your head, your blood pressure drops, and it makes so much more difficult to kick out.
Justin Kyle trying to get his faculties about him here.
Fans, you see his eyes aren't even fully open. Still trying to get cobwebs out of his head.
Shane maybe calling for the end of this match, seeing if he can put away Justin Kyle. He's going to
Moonsault
attempt
and
it.
battery? Oh, Arn Anderson would be proud off of that spine buster. Both legs hooked, but just a 2 count.
What a pin from that. Grabs both legs and rolls over.
Did you see that pivot, that whiplash action to make the impact that much harder?
Snapped him to the mat.
Nikki Campbell as a second, doing her duty in so much as trying to help Shane Mercer out. Oh, torture rack position. Perhaps going for the pitch black, the reverse TKO.
Shane gets out. Oh, wow.
Electric chair.
That is a big man on your shoulders there, Shane.
Oh, my word! Tosses him into a delayed German suplex, but Justin Kyle
Look at this, he's ready. He's ready for it. Goes
Oh,
for
my.
the spear. Both men back to their feet. Ducks under.
And both competitors are down.
What an incredible flurry of offense here from two absolute powerhouses.
I was in awe at the Shane Mercer, Anthony Toatelli Iron Man match, but this is something else.
Absolutely incredible. Truly heavyweights in every sense of the term. Kyle
And Justin back up first.
somehow, incredibly, back to his feet.
You see, he has calf cutouts on his boots because his calves are so large.
Too
they would
large.
Rip otherwise.
Yes. Shane staggered there. But I think he might have one of his own. Look at these two just bosses trading blows.
Shane asking for more. Kyle obliges.
Imagine having taken the offense that Justin Kyle has provided and wanting more. That's Shane Mercer. Kyle tucks under. Shane up.
Spells a whirl.
Turning him all the way over. Flipping him over, going for the pin.
Variation on a gut wrench.
Mercer gets the arm up, only a 2 count.
Our count is way too slow. You're not doing it right. Come on, Justin.
Justin Kyle has got some fans here admonishing the referees. Cadence.
All we need to be the right. Come on, Justin.
Justin Kyle has some cool intentions, I think, with this particular setup.
Springboard.
Jumps straight to the center.
Vader bomb blocked.
Oh! Mercer with the feet up. Kyle staggered. Mercer
Big
flat.
head of steam.
Mercer trying to rally so he can capitalize here. He can keep the pressure on.
The running up European uppercut as Kyle shaken.
Oh. Kyle steps out of the way just in time.
Power bomb. Oh, into the buckle. And this isn't, Shane's not even out. He's sitting on the bottom turnbuckle.
Kyle putting Shane on the top. I don't like where this is headed. Oh, Kyle coming up.
You imagine a superplex from Justin Kyle.
This entire building will shake.
Jockeying for position.
Big blows.
Shane escaped, and Kyle just puts him right back.
Kyle here meticulously setting Shane up, going up after him once again.
Justin has got to be careful. Shane is adept at escaping top rope maneuvers.
Certainly.
Oh, and he floats over. He floats over out of the superplex.
Kyle stranded up on the top rope.
Oh, Pele kick, and Kyle is rocked. And Kyle is in position. He doesn't realize it, but this is exactly where Shane would want him.
Shane following him up. Clearly has an idea.
Can he hit moonsault and battery on somebody like Justin Kyle?
Oh, he's got him up. This is going to be it.
The moonsault fall away, slam.
Oh,
the power! He hits it!
Moonsault and
Moonsault and battery!
Going for the pin.
1, 2, 3. Shane Mercer retains.
What a match.
And still, your Wrestling Theology Fellowship Heavyweight Champion, the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer.
Nikki Campbell announces it. It's official, but I can't believe what I've seen. 2 Titans clashing, and Shane Mercer emerging victorious after hitting moonsault and battery on one Justin Kyle.
I saw things that I didn't think I would ever see in the confines of a wrestling ring. And somehow, against all odds of Justin Kyle, Shane Mercer stands victorious.
Shane Mercer in this match gorilla pressed Justin Kyle with reps. And Kyle's back on his feet already.
I don't know about you, I can't wait to see these two square off again. Look at the show of respect.
The big handshake and a hug. Unexpected after the way this match started, but Justin Kyle has earned himself some fans here at the Mercy Road Church.
Saturday, July 11th, Justin Kyle will be in Carmel, Indiana at the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Freedom Tournament. You see, Justin Kyle knows exactly what he's getting himself into. Justin Kyle is coming for the crown. First round matchup, Chris Moore. Chris, I know who you are. You know who I am. I hope you haven't prepared for anything past me. Chris, your night ends match 1. But you already know. Ooh.
Finally, a returned Jeremy Hadley will face another tribunal member, Jace Thorne.
WTF. As you could see, some things have changed. Wardrobe. That's right. I'm the President of the United States of Jeremy Hadley, as I've always been, but you people just didn't want to recognize it. WTF, taking place in what used to be Carmel, Indiana. I have officially changed the name to Karen, Indiana, because you're a bunch of entitled pieces of crap that want to speak to the manager. Well, the President of the United States of Jeremy Hadley is here to address each and every one of you. But more importantly, I'm going to make an example on July 11th. First round in the tournament to determine the number 1 contender for the United States Championship. Me versus Jace Thorne. Now, Jace, I hear a lot about you. A lot. Everyone wants to talk about how you just need that one breakout match and you'll be a star. Sorry, but my first executive order in WTF is to squash your career and your dreams in one match. Then I'm going to go on and I'm going to win the tournament. And then, if Jake Carter's still United States champion, I'm going to beat him. But my second executive order deals with whoever is holding that heavyweight championship at the end of the night and forever until I decide to take it. Don't forget, I still have a contract that gives me a shot at any point. And that's why being the President of the United States of Jeremy Hadley is the absolute best place to be. So just know, July 11th, I'm putting WTF on warning. Because warfare law goes into effect.
The Freedom Tournament to crown the new number 1 contender for the United States Championship. Now in the kingdom, there are all kinds of animals of all shapes and all sizes that are all unique in their own way. And they all survive in their own way. But at the end of the day, there is one animal that when he roars, the rest of them stop and they pay attention. And that's the lion. The king. So this Saturday, I don't care if it's a beast like Justin Kyle, a young up-and-comer like Dickie Watts, or even my brothers, Chris Moore and Paragon. This Saturday, I have no friends. I have no pride, no family. I'm in it to win it. And Jeremy Hadley, though I have respect for you, you were dealt a dead man's hand, and you have me in the first round. Trust me when I tell you, it's no disrespect because I absolutely respect what you have accomplished, but it's just natural selection. This Saturday, I'm in it to win it. My hand will be raised. I will ascend to the top of my throne where I belong. Jace Thorne will walk out, the new number 1 contender. And I will prove to everyone why everywhere I go, I'm in the top 2
and I'm not number 2.
The United States Championship is normally contested in multi-man matches. However, that multi-man rule will be suspended for the winner of the Freedom Tournament, and whichever competitor emerges the victor will challenge for the United States Championship in a one-on-one matchup. I've also gotten clearance to announce some breaking news for Wrestling Theology Presents Freedom. As has been announced, the current United States champion Jake Carter will be facing Wrestling Theology Fellowship champion Shane Mercer for the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship. I can now confirm that that championship match will take place before the finals of the Freedom Tournament. And if Jake Carter does indeed win the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship, he will be abdicating the United States Championship, and the finals of the Freedom Tournament will no longer just be for the number 1 contendership. They will instead be for the United States Championship itself.
All right, Wrestling Theology fans, this is Rich Abbott, founder of Wrestling Theology, and we just had an awesome night of action, and I've got some news for you. On April 17th, we're going to have a Wrestling Theology Championship match. I'm just about to announce here. And hey, Jake, got Jake Carter here anyway, and I was just about to talk about you here. So I was just about to announce the main event for next month at Wrestling Theology on April 17th. It's going to be for the Wrestling Theology Fellowship Championship, and it's going to be Jake Carter versus Shane Mercer. What do you think?
You want to put me, the United States champion, one-on-one with the Wrestling Theology Fellowship champion Shane Mercer, the Iron Demon.
Oh yeah.
I love the sound of it because, listen, I just went through 4 of the toughest competitors that WTF has to offer. 31-minute bout. The one thing I haven't done is stepped in the ring, go toe-to-toe with Shane Mercer. Shane Mercer, the guy's everywhere. He's done everything. And for me to step in the ring with him, that means I have something to prove. Not only that I'm a fighting champion, but I have what it takes to become Jake 2 belts. That I have what it takes to become Wrestling Theology Fellowship champion and the United States champion, and to be the face of this company. So, I'm not trying to sound too full of myself, but I'm going to let you know something, Shane Mercer. Don't take me too lightly just because I'm a United States champion and you're the champion. No, what it's going to be is I'm going to be the champion and the United States champion. So, you hold on to that belt for me. Keep it nice and warm for me, because April 17th, main event, Jake Carter, Shane Mercer. Sounds like a money match to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your Wrestling Theology Fellowship heavyweight champion, the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer. Now, Shane, you won a really tough match tonight. You retained that beautiful belt. And April 17th, it's been announced that you are facing the USA champion, Jake Carter. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's another challenge and another victim. They keep lining them up, one by one by one. And it don't matter if it's Drew Skills, if it's Apollo, it don't matter if it's Calvin Tankman, or even Anthony. Any of them that's been lined up, I have clearly knocked down. And now we have somebody else who has the taste for gold that wants a little more. We have champion versus champion. There's only going to be one champion walk out there standing. And you're looking at the one that's standing on the WTF mountaintop. And that's not going to change anytime soon.
For almost 4 months, we've been in quarantine. The independent wrestling world has gone dark. But on July 11th, a bright spot emerges. The Wrestling Theology roster has been waiting. They've been biding their time. And on July 11th at Wrestling Theology Presents Freedom, the thing they've been waiting for, wishing for, dreaming about, is within their grasp. Who will make it to the finals of the Freedom Tournament? Who will emerge as champion? We'll find out at Wrestling Theology Presents Freedom.